Let's get a reaction now to the FA's new partnership with World Cup 2022 host Qatar. FA Chairman Greg Clark signed a knowledge-sharing deal with the Qatar FA in Doha earlier this week.
Yeah, the decision has opposition, though. The Pride in Football network of LGBT and fans groups have expressed their shock. Joe White, please say, from Pride in Football, joins us right now. Joe, appreciate you coming in, not far from Hounslow, but still good to see you. Now, in the statement, you mentioned Greg Clark, wanting to meet with him. What would you say to him, and sort of elaborate a bit on the shock that you've expressed in that statement?
I think the shock that we've had from this agreement between the FA and the Qatari FA mainly centres around how much progress the FA have been making in recent months with the issue of LGBT equality in football. So they've supported LGBT fans to go to the England qualifiers over the last 18 months, and it was a brilliant opportunity that they took at the World Cup draw by wearing the Rainbow Laces badge and supporting that campaign. And at the time, the FA said that they felt it was important to make that statement to be visible, supporting LGBT equality in football, given the history of homophobia in Russia. And so to go from that just months ago to this agreement with the Qataris, who have arguably a worse record on LGBT equality, where it's actually imprisonable to be LGBT in Qatar, it just doesn't seem to balance up. So it would be a real question to him about why this process has come about, and was LGBT equality a thought in the process?
Well, exactly, because a previous FA chairman, Greg Dyke, described the decision to go to Qatar as a really bad decision. So would you presumably ask Greg Clark why the change around in the FA's thinking?
I think that's definitely a part of the conversation to have, and to make sure that the FA are continuing the dialogue with LGBT football fans and continuing the progress that they've been making. FIFA, at the time that they announced Russia and Qatar as the next two World Cup hosts, received a barrage of complaints from LGBT rights groups across the world, and I don't think that we should hold up on the FA and not hold them to account on similar issues. I
just wonder if there's a positive possibly there, that if the FA says, because this has been sort of pitched as a knowledge-sharing alliance, that maybe there can be a positive influence from the FA on Qatari's attitude, not only in football, but the LGBT issue as well.
I think that's definitely a chance for progress to be made and to show the power that football can make in equality circles. But a big issue with Qatar is it's also illegal there to promote any form of LGBT equality and campaigning. So it's a real political issue as much as a footballing one. And I think the FA are hosting event next week for LGBT plus History Month and Football versus Homophobia Month of Action, which is February. So I think it's definitely something that we'll be having conversation there to make sure that there are these systems in place that support and promote equality across the game.
You've asked to meet Greg Clark. What's the FA's response to that been, and what could they say to reassure you?
Well, Greg is there next week at this meeting of LGBT fans and players within the game. And so it's definitely going to be a conversation we'll be having there. It's something that they've been progressing on so well recently, so that is part of our shock. And it's just to really get reassurance that they are still pushing LGBT equality within football at the highest levels.
Do you want almost a statement from them to say that even though this agreement's in place, they're not in any way kind of agreeing with the stance of the Qatari government?
Exactly. It's a simple statement to make, and I'm sure that the FA will be more than happy to do so.
Domestically, do you think the FA could be doing anything more to support your members?
I think the FA have made great strides recently, and it's more a continue on with what they've been doing. They've been very supportive of the Rainbow Laces campaign, and at the start of the month they lit the Wembley Arch up in rainbow colours and showed their support for the LGBT History Month then.
Joe, I want to sort of a note away from this, a personal note for you. You're an Arsenal fan, I understand. We won't get into the intricacies of the Arsene Wenger debate, which rages every week on the Arsenal forums, but are you confident you can get another trophy and beat Manchester City in the League Cup final?
It's a one game. Wenger's very good at winning at Wembley in the Cups. We beat Man City there last season.
Yeah.
Can't say it could go either way, but I'm definitely going to be there cheering on Arsenal with fellow LGBT football fans.
You got a ticket, haven't you? Yeah.
I've got a ticket. There's a whole group of us from Gaygooners, which is the Arsenal group, and Canal Street Blues, which is the Manchester City fans group.
Well,
So we'll be there, loud and proud.
We wish you the best of luck. Hopefully it's a good afternoon for you. Thank you.
Thank you.